Kapla, everyone. Welcome back to Trekyards. I'm Captain Foley.
You know what, Stuart? I know you look Klingon and proud and strong and a brave warrior, but this is a holodeck, and you've kind of put on the wrong pants, wrong trousers today, and you're not actually probably a Klingon. And this has nothing to do with what we're talking about today. We're talking about how Mariner is... No, I'm joking. Yes, Stuart, what are we doing today? Well, I quite like that intro, and then I really curveballed you, I think.
We're talking about the San Clemente,
Yeah.
a ship that Starfleet doesn't have, even though it suits the California class line because that's a place in California.
And boy, the Enterprise really should have gone and investigated it, but...
They should have, but, we're here because, artistic license, but...
And also, this is a Klingon ship-esque. In the context of the story, Mariner has sort of grabbed Boimler's detailed holodeck program, added her own script, and then this is the ship that she, as the character Vindictus, uses to attack the Cerritos, and then blows up and causes the crash of the Cerritos. So, now in the show, obviously, we were kind of hoping for either be a real Klingon, when we saw it, real Klingon ship, mirror, pirate, these are all concepts we had, and we only got 2 new angles and the bridge, so not too much more, although they are certainly clearer than the last one which we had. What do you think now that you sort of saw it in action?
I think it's actually a great design. We got the 3/4 view initially, which makes it look a little bit bulkier than I think it is.
Yes.
The front view looks very sleeked out. I really appreciate. Yeah. I really appreciate the front view. I like the way the nacelles are done. Instead of pointing down and angled like a standard Klingon ship, or just at the end of the pylons, the way they go up a little bit and are straight, I think looks great. But it loses a lot of bulk from the front when you see it like that. But I actually like that. It looks very sleeked out and mean. You got guns pointing at you, but it looks really good.
My gut is still that it's a fictional Klingon ship. You going to join me in this camp, or are you going to say she based off a real one?
I'd say it's based off a real one.
Okay. Because I feel like the way she's kind of throwing everything in weirdly, she's just kind of like, ooh, this. I can kind of go both ways, but it doesn't quite feel like... it feels too much like a kit bash. Like we said in another video, it's a D7 Command with a Bird of Prey with more guns on, which is something you would do if you were sort of saying, ooh, I'll be a Klingon ship. I love, as in Mariner, I love Bird of Prey, It makes sense in the universe as a kit bashy thing, although it's obviously slightly better integrated. So I'm going to say it's not a real ship. That said, obviously, the bridge is super conventional, although more Krug than normal, as in it's more Krug than it would be for me than Martok's bridge, etc.
You got the big pillar supports there. This has more lens flares than most of the Klingon ships we see, but... That being said, I love the raised captain's chair, very much Krug-esque.
Yeah, it's what it should be. You know what it is? It's got clear design traits. It's got the Krug top, but it's got the TMP and TNG. Well, like I said, Star Trek 4, 5 pillars. But the simple fact of the throne doesn't look Klingon, which is intentional, because she's pulling her ego into it. She wants to be. She's not a captain. She's a destroyer. So she's got this epic throne, which I like is just not Klingon enough to be her own thing.
It does feel Klingon captain's chair to me, but I can see why it's. And let's not forget the little landing pods, or I guess what would you call them? Boarding pods that they use to actually get aboard the Cerritos, which is really kind of neat. Definitely has that Klingon vibe still. It's got the little fins, very similar to what we see on the back of the Bird of Prey. And then I love the little cutting torch thing. It's actually a really neat design.
I liked the strategy where she was faking that she was recording. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, and it was really sad that they just killed 2 people that we actually recognised from previous episodes. But, movie can be more graphic. It doesn't scream Klingon to me because it's a functional device. It's like you look at the Klingon phaser or communicator from Star Trek 3, and if they weren't green, you wouldn't say that's a Klingon, which is fine. Things are functional. When you have a battle cruiser of the fleet, it's going to look more like battle cruisers of the fleet than a pod like this. So it works for me absolutely fine. Yeah, they definitely made effort to make it look right.
Yeah, even the red on it looks like the torpedo. Like you can see the torpedo launcher behind it. You see all the tie-ins, even the color, very much looks. But I love the little lasers that's cut, and then I guess they're in a center tube that just slides down through the hole,
which is more sensible than not.
Yeah.
I mean, Klingons normally beam. But obviously you got shields, but then this got through shields anyway. So yeah, it was a nice little extra thing. I mean, this is all attention to detail they didn't have to do. And they're a very creative team, and definitely this was extra. I wouldn't necessarily argue it's Klingon canon, because this is fiction within Ego Trip. So therefore, everything is subject to, but that's okay. It's a good visual, and I think the ship is a similar vein. It does what it should. It does what it needs to. It looks beefy. We didn't see it do anything, which is sad.
Well, we saw it self-destruct.
We did.
It had a remote self-destruct feature, which is great.
Yeah, and a useful weapon. But yeah, the front view actually is pretty nice, and I like it. Best view is the front view, and I definitely think. I hope that we see some fans kit bash, make this into a real ship, because I think this could be a fun, like, not throwaway, but random throw in. Just like, look, there's this ship.
I love it, and I'm sure we'll see it in Star Trek Online at some point as well.
Yes.
Now, there's a view of it on the view screen behind Captain Freeman, right before it self-destructs, and that view makes it look, again, very beefy. It's that 3/4 view that beefs it up, and the nacelles actually look oversized at that point. They're very large, and I just think it's probably just because it's animation, and it's just put back there. But again, I do appreciate the way the nacelles are mounted. I think that looks really, really neat, and kind of a nice new look for a Klingon design. So whether it is Klingon, I don't know. Maybe she just modified it slightly, but
it's that great unknown. And yeah, it's bulky, but it's because those shoulders. As soon as you start to ramp up those things, but it still would have been good to see actually fire weapons, and a moment when there was she left someone in charge of the ship and they say fire everything, and it goes could have done with doing a little bit more. So yeah, like I say, we'll see it in Stowe, I'm sure, before too long. Although we haven't obviously seen the Cerritos herself yet. But yeah,
we will.
But we will. No, definitely excited.
Yeah, no, it's a nice little ship, and are we going to call it the HMS San Clemente class for right now? I mean, that was never really addressed in the episode. We heard of a Federation ship doing second contact,
or a Klingon Warship of Prey, because it's both, or a bird of seven, or a bird of Dinger, Ting of Prey,
Vindictus class.
Also anyway. Good. That'd also be appropriate, yeah. Yeah, what would Memory Alpha call it? But that's our answer, guys.
Yeah, I was just going to say, guys, put your thoughts down below. What do you think it should be called? And if you like the design, do you think it's an actual Klingon ship in this time period after Nemesis? Or do you think it's kind of a ship that was originally a Klingon ship that she tweaked for her program? Let us know in the comment section. We love reading those, and we love hearing your thoughts as well. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Don't forget to join the channel if you can, and click the notification bell icon to all so you get notified every time we upload, which is a lot. We do a lot of great content, and we also do a lot of lives.
And if you are going to those lives, then do super chat, have your thoughts, comments, questions, theories put out there. We'll read them, we'll discuss them, have a fun time doing it, and all of you then get to listen to our live theory, we respond to you. It's just a really great community, and it builds these really great conversations, especially in our weekly full episode review lives where we get into real depth, and you guys always say stuff we haven't seen, and we always say stuff you haven't seen, which is a win-win-win. So super chat in those lives is super important to help the channel, or join the channel, really, really important, or Patreon, either one of the monthly things, or one-time donation at trekyards@hotmail.com, that's the PayPal. We put all of our content out for free, so we need your support if you can, and if 100 of you give $5, it's not a lot per person, but it all mounts up, and it makes our weeks, months, years comfortable that we can keep doing this, because our ability to do this is on you guys. We want to keep doing it, but almost not up to us. But that's okay in some way. You know, the winds of we're going on the breeze of Trek fandom. I don't know.
All right, guys. So until next time, I'm Captain Foley.
And I'm Klingon. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.